What's up guys, welcome to a brand new Clash Royale videos, and in last video we get the 12 wins in the bats draft challenge, and then we get a lot of bats, and we have the bats on level 9, so which is very good. And before we start the video, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a like if you like my contents, and also feel free to let me know what decks you guys want to see. I will try to make them for you. So here's the deck to level 9, and then today we'll be playing our Hawk Rider Bats deck. And his deck, if you don't have the Awis, you can use Musketeer. If you don't have the Lock, just use Zap. And yeah, so we're not in this deck. We are using Ice Spirit because we already have the bats, so we don't need to use the Skellies. So yep, here's the deck, and the main defense will be like Awis and then the Inferno Tower, which is very powerful defensive options. And then the Knight is a very good tank for the Hawk Rider. But if you like the Ice Golem, you can actually switch it to Ice Golem. That's okay. So I will show you guys a few three replays, and hopefully it will help you out and you can know how this deck works. And I believe this deck works really well. So the first replay here, we are facing off this guy with I think it is a Packer control with a Guards and Bandit. So actually Packer control is a pretty big counter to our deck, because Packer, like, it can two-shot our Hawk Rider, and if they lock and then use the Packer, or Zap and then Packer, and I mean they can actually totally defend our push without taking any damage. So Packer is a very hard counter to Hawk Rider, so we gotta deal with that very carefully. So as you can see at this point of the game, I still don't know that he have the Packer. So we just play normally and decently. So we just kind of even on elixir, but we are ahead on damage, especially the right lane. So we go for Ice Spirit and then the Hawk Rider. So you can notice that how important the Ice Spirit is. You can see that the Ice Spirit frees the Hawk Rider in the tower, so the Hawk Rider can get one more hit off. If we didn't have the Ice Spirit, and then as I said, he used the Zap and then the Packer and then Zap, and we can see that he can totally deny our push. So we can see the Ice Spirit is much more important in this deck. So I strongly recommend you guys using Ice Spirit rather than the Skeletons. So right here, he's making some push here, so very easy. You can just lock the array, and then the the bats. So you can see the bats are very good defensive card. They have high DPS just like the Skellies, but they are in air, so they are not on the ground. So their opponents have to deal with that in a more annoying way. I mean, harder. So as you can see right here, we can Awis and then bats. It can totally take down the 7 elixir push by our opponents, the Dark Goblins, and then his Battle Ram. So it is very solid defense right there. So we're gonna use the Knight only, and then we can deal with this push very easily. And he just used his Zap to retarget our tower to the Bandit, and then the tower actually retarget to the Baby Dragon again because of the Bandit dash. So that's very unfortunate. And again, right here, you can see the Ice Spirit frees the tower and then the Hawk Rider. So the Hawk Rider can get 2 hits off instead of the original 1. So this is very important for the Ice Spirit. So Ice Spirit is a very crucial card, and his lightning is kind of late. And then you can notice that I actually try to guess that I think he have the lightning just before he used that. So you can notice that I didn't put up my Inferno Tower and then Awis at the same time. So I actually spread them out to place it right after he used his lightning. So his lightning won't get much value. He just get tower and then Inferno Tower. So it is actually not too value on his lightning. So that's the part. And then Fireball for the game. I mean Fireball and Lock. Okay. So this one is a pretty decent game, although we are facing off Packer, but we deal with it decently. So we gotta know our opponent's cycle, and then the more important things is that you need to like chip the towers every time, maybe get one or two hot hits every time, and then you can just get the game if you don't overextend. So this game we are facing off Pump Golem deck, I believe is. So this deck is like, we have the Inferno Tower, so it is decent to play against this matchup. So he start with his Pump, so we're gonna go aggressive with our Hot Rider, and then I see the Night Witch in the range of the Fireball, so I just Fireball and the Pump and the Night Witch and get a very valuable Fireball. And as you can see right now, we got a lot of damage done. We take our his tower down to less than half, and then we are in a slight elixir disadvantage, only 3, so it is very decent actually. So we gotta cycle to our Inferno Tower, so we just go for the Ice Spirit, and then we get the Inferno Tower down. So usually when you see Golem deck, they usually have lightning. You have to assume they have lightning in their decks, so you gotta be careful when placing your stuff. Notice that I place my E-Wiz and then on the left side, so it will not be close to the Inferno Tower, and his lightning just barely get all the cards, but his lightning is too late, so his lightning doesn't get any value for his Golem, because his Golem already is dead for a very long time before his lightning. So we are up on elixir, and then so we can go aggressive, and he pumped in a very bad timing, just right the second that we put our Hot Rider, so this is very unfortunate for this dude. And I think we fireballed it. Yeah, we fireballed that. So we're just gonna fireball that just to prevent him building a larger elixir advantage. And he started the golem at the back, which is expectable. And we're just gonna go knight at the back, so we don't want to like put our Inferno Tower too early, because if you put the Inferno Tower right after he's put his golem, and then our Inferno Tower will like die slowly itself, I mean, and then the Inferno Tower will not do work, you know. So we just put down the knight in time. The bandit barely get to our tower, and then we put down our bats to deal with his. But very unfortunate, one of them survive and do some damage. And I don't know why he's putting down the pump at this moment, because you have half minutes left, and you will never get a value, especially if you are tied. Maybe you both get one tower down, and I still understand you can put the pump down, but you are down one tower and then you are losing the game, and you have no point to put down the pump down actually. So your pump will get no value, and then you don't even get enough time to get your opponent's tower. Like Golem is a very slow push. Your Golem, if you put it at the back, you need half a minute for your Golem to reach your opponent's tower, and then you just don't put down a Golem for the push, and yeah, that's a very weird choice for our opponents. And the third game, the last replay, I believe, we are facing off very annoying spell base or lock base, zap base minor deck, and we can see he start off very aggressively, and for Symphony of Elixir we just use a fireball to totally defend his minor and his minor minion hawks, and then so we're gonna, because we get 3 elixir lead, so we're gonna go aggressive. So I think I actually locked the princess right here, and which is a very bad move, because I should expect that every spell bait should have the goblin barrel, I mean, yeah. So that's a very bad move by me. I should have wait for the lock, I mean his goblin barrel, before I lock. So yeah. And our E was for kind of push, and then he's going to do the same thing. Oh, he didn't use his miner, so I just put down our knights to tank for the hot mini horde. I just don't want to like waste too much elixir, and at this point he actually over defended. Like he don't necessarily need the lock, you know. One Inferno Tower can take down the Hot Rider and Ice Spirit combo. So the lock is redundant, and then just wasted 2 elixir, so we get some elixir lead, we can see. And then he's gonna try to juke me with his lock, but we get it. You can see that from the shadow, you can recognize whether it is far behind or it is just the standard one. And so we still get a lead. We're gonna go aggressive again for the bats and then hot riders, but I actually shouldn't have put down the bats because his princess is right there and then he can hit the bats. And he put down his mini horde. I know he's doing the same thing, so we're just gonna fireball it and then clean it up very easily. So and then we're gonna go for E-Wisp for the princess. And another combo to defend with the mini horse is actually we can go for Ice Spirit and then the E-Wisp. So you're just gonna put down Ice Spirit and the E-Wisp at the same time. So the E-Wisp and Ice Spirit can take down the mini hawk just at the same just like an arrow. So it will be pretty good, and I will get a lot very easy. We're just not gonna bother to deal with the miner because they just don't get enough time to like get the game, you know. And his defense is pretty solid right there, but he spent a lot of elixir, so we still get a lead. I just don't see why he's doing this stuff. But yeah, I try to use the bats, and then he zap out my bats, so we actually take a lot of damage. And at this moment, I actually is quite nervous that if he has the rocket and we are dead actually, you know. If he has the rocket, he can just mine it and then rocket us. So I'm kind of panicked right there, and yeah. So it's very lucky that he didn't punish us very hard after we used the lock. If I were him, I would just like go for minion horde and then use the barrel to punish us because we used the lock. So this is the game. This is very nervous and quite intense game I would say because of my mistake right there to do that. So here's the deck again. Make sure to check that out. Really solid deck. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time. Peace.